Hi, everyone. Welcome to Enjoy English. I'm Steven.
大家好，我是 Bernice。
Today's date is March the 5th, and we're going to look at pages 14 to 15 under the closed test. And today's title is The Quiet Ritual of Bathroom Camping.
Quiet， 我们今天都要很安静。好的，我们今天进入到我们的克漏字测验了。那今天的标题呢，讲的是一种很特殊的一个露营方式了哈，讲的是 bathroom camping。我们要到浴室里面跟马桶一起好好来露营一下。不过这是一个专属的静谧仪式，就是一个很安静的一个仪式。
Yeah, a ritual 就是一个仪式。
对。
Usually is done not necessarily in a religious setting. Sometimes it can just be like something you always do in a sequence. Okay?
没错，老师的意思就是说，不一定说一定要跟宗教方面是有关系的，有的时候就是可能你每一天做事的一个既定的例行公事这样。
Gen Z's way to escape the noise.
它特别是适合 Z 世代的这一群人。然后这一群人呢，如果今天你想要逃离这种喧嚣吵杂的一个很好的方法哟。
Let's find out more about bathroom camping.
好的。
The quiet ritual of bathroom camping. When life becomes stressful, some members of Gen Z have found a new method to relax by spending time in the bathroom. This unusual trend is called bathroom camping. Unlike traditional camping, which involves nature and outdoor settings, bathroom camping takes place entirely indoors. People simply lock themselves in bathrooms to escape daily pressure and noise. During bathroom camping, people aren't there using the toilet, taking a shower, or soaking in the tub. Instead, they may listen to music, scroll on their phones, read a book, or just sit in silence. The bathroom becomes a small shelter where they can take a break without being interrupted by others. It's quiet, simple, and somewhat comforting. Some say this practice helps them recover from the overstimulation of social media and packed schedules. However, experts warn people that this kind of escape offers only temporary relief. Spending too much time alone in bathrooms could be a signal of deeper emotional issues, such as anxiety or long-term stress. Basically, bathroom camping is a way of pressing pause. By taking time in a private space, bathroom campers briefly shut out the noise of modern life, clear their minds, and regain a sense of calm.
When life becomes stressful, some members of Gen Z have found a new method to relax by spending time in the bathroom.
所以他第一句要先告诉我们说，为什么今天要讲的这个主题是跟浴室露营有关啊，所以他就一开始说了，当我们的生活变得 stressful 充满了压力，我都快喘不过气的时候呢，有一些人特别讲的就是 Z 世代的这些成员们呢，他们其实已经找到了一种方式，而且这个方式是一个新的方式。这个方式呢，就是可以来好好的放松。那这个方式到底是什么呢？就是借由你可以花一点时间啦，然后在你的浴室里面。
So 借由 you can use the preposition by,
Yeah.
right? By doing something. And Gen Z, this is short for Generation Z, but now we just say Gen for short. And Gen Z are people that are born, usually it's 1997 to 2012. Okay, so you're Gen Z. Okay?
Thank you.
So if you're a part of a group, we sometimes say member of a group, even if it's not a real group, it's not really an organization. But Gen Z is a group of people, so you can say some members of this age group. You could also say some people to be more general.
Yep.
Okay. This unusual trend is called bathroom camping.
他就把这样子一种很不寻常的 unusual， 我们知道 usual 就是说我们经常会看得到的，加了 un 这个否定的一个字首，所以这个很不寻常的风潮呢，就被我们称作什么呢？浴室露营。
And then I like to read that word unusual. I usually make the second U sound longer.
对，
It's so
没错
unusual. Okay, really.
尤其那个 s 的音，很多人都念 usual。哇，那个音会有点，所以听老师念的正确的发音。
Unusual.
对了。
Yeah, it has a little bit of a Z sound,
Yeah,
right?
对。
Right, so we got here, unlike traditional camping, which involves nature in outdoor settings, bathroom camping takes place entirely indoors.
没错。第一个空格出现咯。好，这个第一个空格我们看到这几个选项呢，你就要想说，我到底要填哪一个是比较合适的？但是呢，你不可能一开始光看选项你就可以把这个格子填进去。但是我们可以大致上的先去做一个分辨。比如说呢，你这第一个空格后面有一个 traditional camping， 你后面放的是一个名词，所以你这第一个空格后面要可以直接放名词的。哇，结果一看4个选项后面都可以接名词，真是讨厌呢。那这时候就要看语义了。好，他就讲了这个东西呢是一种很传统的一种 camping， 就是传统的这种露营的方式，就去外面堆帐篷生营火这样子。这个东西呢，其实它是 which， 就是指前面这个东西呢，它牵涉到的包含的这个层面呢，其实是包含第一个有大自然，还有呢户外的一些传统的，是跟这些大自然的露营，还有户外传统的 settings 就是环境的这个露营是怎么样的。然后接着又说 bathroom camping， 在这个浴室里面露营呢，它完全 takes place， 它发生的地点完全是在室内。所以同学你可以知道这两个句子前面有室外又有大自然，可是你后面讲的户外不是室外户外跟大自然，再来你后面讲的是室内，可见这两个句子根本是完全相反的一个句子。所以4个选项里面比较好的一个选项选的是 B unlike， 这个介系词叫做不像。所以不像传统的露营，因为传统的露营呢，指的就是你要到大自然或者是户外里面来做这样的一个环境的这个露营。可是呢，室内的就是适合这种所谓的浴室露营了。
And also here, Bernice Laosu did make a really great point. You have to read the whole sentence before you make an option, like a choice. But here also, let's look at D. Except, usually there's a for behind it. It would be except for traditional camping. So even if you wanted to kind of guess in the very beginning, which I don't recommend, but you could at least take off option D. So then you're left with 3 choices. So it can heighten the odds of you getting it correctly, right?
没错。
All right. Now, here we also see takes place. You could also say occur. O-C-C-U-R. So bathroom camping occurs entirely indoors. Entirely, this adverb, you could change it to completely. Okay, it takes place completely indoors. People simply lock themselves in bathrooms to escape daily pressure and noise.
最后这个一句话呢，就告诉我们，其实呢，做这种所谓的浴室露营还挺简单的。他是说你要把你自己锁在那个浴室里面，因为这样的话呢，你才能够真的逃离每一天你所你会造成你的这些压力啦、pressure 啦，还有这些所谓喧嚣的这个声音。
So lock someone in somewhere， 就是把某一个人锁在某一个空间，
对，
所以这里的 themselves 是指前面的 people。OK， 当然也有另外一个是把一个人锁在外面这个时候是 lock someone out of somewhere。OK， 所以如果是这样的话，把 in 要改成 out， 然后后面也要加一个 of。OK， 这是一个要习惯的一个文法。Alright, it's a little bit different than lock in. If you say lock in somewhere, you don't need the of.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's take a short break.
好的。
During bathroom camping, people aren't there using the toilet, taking a shower, or soaking in the tub.
第二段就告诉我们，通常我们在浴室是干嘛不是上厕所就是洗澡了 可他第二段就讲了，你在这个做 bathroom camping 的时候，你在做浴室露营的这个期间，所以他用的是 during 这样的一个介系词。人们在里面，你不是在用你的马桶，你不是在用厕所哟。你也不是干嘛呢？那刚刚不讲了吗？你在浴室里面，要不就是上厕所，要不就是 taking a shower， 这是非常合乎这个句意的一个片语嘛，对不对？你不可能是 B 嘛 ，make a mess， 把那个厕所里面弄得乱七八糟的。还是 C 呢？你要 hold a record， 你要在浴室里面保持什么记录？我都想了解一下。OK， 还是第4个，你要 catch a cold， 在浴室里面你想要感冒一下。这个句子就是这个片语都是弄得很好笑，对不对？所以答案选的就是 A 了。我们不是在厕所里面上厕所哟，也不是洗澡哦，更不是做什么 soak in the tub。我们知道 soak 就是浸泡，就是比较长一点的时间啦哈，就你浸泡在这个浴缸里面，所以也不是泡澡哦。
对 I mean, all of these choices, like, they make sense grammatically, but because we're talking about bathroom camping and how usually when people are in the bathroom, we would think they're using the toilet or taking a shower or soaking in the tub. That's why option A is the best choice, because it's something that usually people would expect you do in the bathroom. Okay? All right, so it's good to look at the other choices in that list to see which fits the best. All right, and soak, this verb, S-O-A-K, it means just to make or allow something or someone to be thoroughly wet, completely wet. Okay? Do you like to soak in the tub after a long day?
Sometimes, yes.
Yeah, it's a good way to relax.
Yes.
Instead, they may listen to music, scroll on their phones, read a book, or just sit in silence.
那既然呢，我们在浴室里面刚才那些事都不要做的话，我们还可以做什么事呢？好，所以这个句子就开始讲了。相反的，你不可以做上面这些事情，而相反的，你要做的是什么事呢 ？They 当然就指这些做这个 bathroom camping 的这些人呢。第一个，你可以听听你的音乐啦。再来，第二个，大家最喜欢做的事情就是把你的手机拿来 scroll 一下。scroll 这个字就是上上下下的这样的滑动，好，所以记得要用 on， 因为你这是有荧幕的东西，好，所以你是在荧幕上面这样上上下下的滑动你的手机。要不然你就看一本书吧，或者呢，你就坐在那儿，但是呢，你要安安静静、闷不吭声的坐着。
And if you pay attention to the way I read this sentence, in the beginning, there's a little bit of like surprise information. So I go, instead, okay, I go upwards. Instead, they may listen to music, scroll on their phones, read a book, or just sit in silence. So each option in this list, I usually tend to change the intonation a little bit. Usually in the middle, it kind of goes, read a book, da-da-da. And what that does, it helps the listener know that you're still listing different things. So it's good for you to take a pause in between every item and to also change the intonation so that they can hear it and know that it's a different thing being listed. Because if you read it just straight through and no pauses and no intonation, people might not catch that it's listing different things.
没错，所以老师讲这个就是你在讲英文也好，或者是读英文也好，你中间有的时候你要稍微把你的语调稍微上扬一点。如果呢你每一个语调都一样，会让对方听起来觉得好像没有什么重点，也不知道你其实后面还有东西还要再说明。
Yes. And sit in silence. In silence, this is a phrase used as an adverb that's saying like you're doing something quietly. Okay, so eat in silence. Just you eat
安安静静的吃东西。
quietly. That's right. The bathroom becomes a small shelter where they can take a break without being interrupted by others.
所以这个时候呢，你这个浴室就变成你自己一个个人的小小的空间啦，对不对？所以他就说浴室变成你的一个小小的 shelter。我们知道 shelter 就是一个人呢要去找一个地方躲起来的一个避风港啦，哈。所以呢，你就在这个避风港里面 where， 为什么用 where？ 因为你是 in the shelter， 你是在这个避风港里面，你可以干嘛呢？哦，你可以好好的休息一下，而且你休息的时候是没有被干什么呢？好，而且是被别人干什么呢？好，所以 A 被别人说服。你在浴室里面要说服干嘛？哦，你要好好的上厕所哟，哈，还是这样子 confused 的，被别人困惑了，迷惑什么事情？还是第三个 C 被别人觉得印象很深刻，所以当然答案选第4个 D 了 interrupt。 我们知道这个 inter 就是有中间的意思，所以这个字呢就是有 bother B-O-T-H-E-R 的意思，也就是你可以不用被别人打扰。
而且另外是文法，我们平常是先讲动词，再讲是被谁。But in Chinese we say 被谁打扰 ，right? So here is 打扰被谁，所以我会被谁是 by others.
Yes.
Okay, and remember take a break. That's a phrase saying to relax. Okay, it's quiet, simple, and somewhat comforting.
所以呢，这样的一个方式，其实呢，你在这个浴室里面，确实是一个很安静，而且又很简单的，你就把自己锁在里面就好了。而且呢，你也是 somewhat， 就是在某一个程度上面，你觉得你有得到一种舒缓慰藉的感觉。
Yeah, 是蛮舒服的 right? You could also say in spoken English in a casual setting, we say it's kind of, or it's kinda comforting. Okay, 那个 kind of 会变KINDA.
Yeah.
But that's only in spoken English, so
没错
don't do it on your essays.
写的时候还是要 kind of， 还是要2个字。
Exactly. Let's take a short break.
好的。
Some say this practice helps them recover from the overstimulation of social media and packed schedules.
好，第3段呢，他就讲的比较更深层，就是有关于这个浴室露营这样的一个对于这些放松的Z 世代的族群们的一些好处啦。他就说有一些这个人就表示说明呢，他说这样子的一种 practice。这边的 practice 就当成你平常惯用的这样的一个方式，你这样子就是像刚才我们讲，你把自己锁在浴室里面，你滑滑你的手机，听听你的音乐，读一本书，这样的一种 practice， 其实可以帮助他们呢 recover from。我们知道这个 recover 的意思就是有恢复的意思嘛，所以记得它后面介词要用 from， 从什么地方恢复呢？The over stimulation， 什么叫 over stimulation？ 我们知道 stimulate 这个动词就是有刺激你的意思，加上了 over 就是有点过度的刺激。尤其你因为什么东西过度刺激呢 ？Social media， 就是有时候你一直不断的滑你的 FB， 一直不断滑你的 IG， 哎呀，这个人又跟那个人在一起了，哈，他这张照片又怎么比我漂亮呢？好，等等等这种过度的刺激
Impossible.
对，就是这样的一些事情。并且呢，有的时候你有 packed， 我们知道这个 pack 原本就是我们在包装行李打包的时候，就把什么都包在一起，所以表示是很 very very busy 的意思。所以 packed schedules 就是说，哇，你这个满档的行程里面，这个方式呢，他们觉得是一种可以让它恢复的一个方法。
And then in this sentence, pay attention to help someone do something, okay? So 助于一个人去做一件事情
Yeah.
the verbs are going to be in present tense together, okay?
没
Help
错
someone do something. In this situation, help someone recover from overstimulation. And I want to talk about that word stimulation.
Okay.
There's a word called stimulus.
没错，
Okay, this is the things that stimulate you.
对，刺激你的东西。
Yeah, stimulus. S-T-I-M-U-L-U-S. That's in singular form. If it's in plural form, since the singular form's in S already, ends with S already, the plural form is stimuli.
啊，
S-T-I-M-U-L-I. Okay? And packed schedules, another way that you see that is jam-packed schedules. Jam, J-A-M, in the noun form is 果酱.
对，像
Okay?
果酱一样塞住了。
Yeah, but in verb form, jam means to kind of like try to pack something in a tight space. So sometimes we say jam-packed schedule, okay? However, experts warn people that this kind of escape offers only temporary relief.
可是这个句子你就要注意这个字了。However， 这是一个非常重要的，在这个选项里面，因为它是让这2个句子呈现的一种转折的感觉，所以而且是往下的转折。所以我们在 however 的前面是说，这个方式不错啊，我可以暂时的我可以逃离一下这些所谓的过度的刺激啊，好，或者是这种满档的行程。可是呢，又有人呢，这个专家们就这么样的警告，所以这个句子你要注意到 however。还要注意警告这个字，就会影响你的选项了。所以专家们就警告人们说呢，这样子你刚才所谓的这样的一个逃脱的这样的一个短暂的这个逃脱的概念呢，他说其实提供的只是一种怎么样的 relief。我们知道 relief 是一种解脱，就是好，终于我可以不用管这些东西了。但这个解脱只是怎么样的exciting， 怎么让你更刺激了呢？ 还是第二个 be opposite 相反的解脱，还是 C 呢 temporary 只是暂时性哦，也就是当你把你自己锁在浴室里面，那只是短暂的嘛，你不可能在浴室里面又吃又喝又睡吧，你总不可能都待24小时待在这个里面。甚至呢第4个选项 superior， 哇，这是很优越非常表现很好的一个解脱方式，当然不是了。所以呢专家警告，这种的逃避其实只是短暂的解脱。
Spending too much time alone in bathrooms could be a signal of deeper emotional issues such as anxiety or long-term stress.
这个空格其实也不会很难，你可以看到空格后面有 such as， 表示他已经举例告诉你了，我要选出这个正确的选项，就是要看 such as 后面的举例啦。比如他有举例说，你可能会感觉到 anxiety， 你会觉得焦虑，甚至你会觉得有 long term 长期上面的压力。所以可见呢，最好的选项，当然4个选项里我们选的就是所谓的 issues， 因为 issues 就是一些问题，就是一些 problems，OK？ 所以这个句子就是说了，如果你花太长的时间，你都自己一个人哦，然后你把自己一个人锁在那个浴室里面，其实呢也有可能是一种征兆。什么样的征兆呢？就是你的比较深层的一些情绪方面的问题就会产生了。就是你把你自己封闭在一个空间里面太久的话，就是这些问题就是包含刚才我们讲的，第一个你会焦虑，甚至会有长期的压力。
So in this sentence could be a signal that's leaving room for the possibility that it's not necessarily the case for everyone. It's a possibility.
Yeah.
So could be is a probable way. Okay. And long-term stress, the word term, T-E-R-M, can have a lot of different meanings, but one of the meanings is like amount of time.
Yeah.
So a long amount of time is long -term. And if it's the opposite, it's short term.
Yes.
Okay. Basically, bathroom camping is a way of pressing pause.
他说呢，其实基本上呢，你在浴室露营这件事情呢，它其实呢就是一种 press， 就是按动，把东西这样按下去，所以就是你暂时把你的生活按下一个暂停键的一个方法。
By taking time in a private space, bathroom campers briefly shut out the noise of modern life, clear their minds, and regain a sense of calm.
最后这个句子呢，做了一个最后的 ending， 说的非常的棒。他说，其实呢，我们借由呢，就是多花一点时间，好，在这样的一个私密的空间里面，好，就在这个浴室里面的话呢，那这些浴室的露营者呢，就可以短暂的，你看这个字又出现了一次 briefly， 跟刚才上面那个 temporary， 所以其实就算你第4个空格不知道选什么，你其实看到后面就是说，原来那个刚才应该要选短暂的意思。好，所以你可以短暂的就是shut out。什么叫 shut out？ 意思就是有点阻挡住，把这个东西挡在外面的意思。所以呢，你可以稍微的隔绝好现代生活所带来的一些这个嘈杂的声音啦，甚至你可以清空你自己的思绪啦，并且重新得到 regain 你的这个所谓的平静感。
All right. So hopefully you guys learned a lot about bathroom camping and maybe give it a try yourself, right? All right. We'll see you next time.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.